reason, my mics are always weird. Like, every time I start, I always have problems. I don't know if that's normal, because I wish I could just, like... It always, like, changes every time I start streaming. I'll turn that up a little bit more. But then I feel like I'm so loud. So let's see. Now I have to get the links for what I'm doing. That's so fun. It's lovely. So let's see. It's always the most awkward part because I have to like talk to myself though no one's here. But I do that well on my own. Oh, but there's House and Cheese. Oh my gosh, the duo. What's up, guys? Rah. See, and I was trying to fix also the chat size on here. The house is here. I can't hear you. That's not true. I don't believe you, Cheese. Every time. It works a good few times, but Mm-mm. Not this time. Not this time. See, I started typing on my PC, but I don't know how to do it from my phone to my PC. That's why. But yes, I do. Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. Let's see. Give me 1 second as I copy some links because I have to get it onto. I wish I didn't have to like manually post it on my Instagram. It like is such a hassle every single time. You know. Like, I even try and, like, pre-make them, but it's just a hassle all the way around. Don't know if you can actually hear that. Okay. Let me see if I can adjust the font stuff here, because I don't know why it's, like, so small. Let's see if I can increase. Oh my gosh, I can. Oh, that's so lovely. Okay, so I can do that. I can bold them, italicize them. I can low-key turn down the music. It's just kind of too loud. Let's see. I'll mute the video. Actually, no. I'll mute it on here. Let me know if that's a little bit better. What? What is the theme of the drawing today? I'm not sure yet. Oh my gosh, I stumbled over my words. I was looking at the media. Then the background music is fine. It's the background talking that's annoying. Much better. Oh, okay. I was like, my mom? We were saying something. I'm trying to see if the text on the stream has changed. Because for some reason when I'm using, it doesn't like tell me or give me examples to look off of. Well, that's awful. It doesn't. You would think it would like make it bigger. Like, do I have to just? Like, That is super weird. Because the text pops up, but I can't see like. The text which should be larger, but it's not. And I thought, yeah, let me put this on my TV too, because you can see that better. I haven't picked one yet. If you have a picture you want done, we can look at it. Oh, Cheese, these are really nice. Some really good clouds. Oh, I like the third one. There's a good that, but some people's houses. Ooh, this is a crazy name. Who is this? Do I know this person? Interdimensional fart bureaucrat. I mean, that's some nice sunset pictures. I don't know, House, I really liked yours from earlier. That was a really good picture. Even with the glare, I'm like, I can do that. That's no problem. Though, I don't know. Kiwi sent some landscapes earlier that was really, really nice. Like a creek bed. Some water. Let's see. Cheese, have I done a picture of yours? Let's see. Oh, those are some really nice colors. You know what, Cheese? We'll do it. We'll do it for you, Cheese. I really like the colors of these clouds. This is like my favorite time to take pictures, by the way, even. Okay, I just try and like, I want to give people a chance to submit something, so I don't want to like duplicate to people. But I mean, I think I've done about everyone who's in here frequently. Like, I want to give like the people who are in here a lot priority over like randoms. It's probably me, but it's whatever. Let's see. I kind of changed where I'm putting my reference because of the format on my character, my PNG tuber. Put it over my head. It's like when I'm zoomed in, you guys can't really see, but how to submit? Underneath general chat, you'll see a media. Just flood that with like all your favorite landscapes and stuff, and I go through it. Even in general, I just like looking at clouds and stuff. If you have like good, cute pictures, post them in there. I love to see them anyway. But I just randomly pick. We lied. There won't be sleeping tonight. Lemon, you were supposed to go to bed hours ago. What? Yeah, thank you for being my guinea pig earlier. I don't know what is going on. I redid my color rules. I meant to do that anyway. They were very cute to start with, and I'm so thankful for the person who let me use them. But I just had like I had another template made for another server I put together for people, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want it to match because I did it in other servers, and so I was like, I kind of want like just like consistency, and they're cute names. I thought about adding the hashtag, the hex code if people want that, but no one's really said anything about that yet, so we'll see. Doodles, I posted a couple more if you didn't see them. Let me see. Oh, you know what? We'll do this one for an hour, and we'll do. I really love that red sunset. Well, so we'll try and circle back around because I want to do both of those. Those are very good. Oh, and the sun ring. I love rainbow rings around the sun. But we're gonna do this. Let me fill this in. What time is it? It's 8:23. I'll do this until 9:30. And then we'll spend like the rest doing the last one and just kind of go more abstract. It's too late. It's 2:30. It's all over. You could still get in sleep. I'm going to Iceland this weekend, so I might have something for next stream. Oh, you better send me something if you're going to Iceland. Oh my goodness. If you don't, and I can't gel it on here, I'm going to be really disappointed in you. Even though I just met you today. Like, I need to see that. I love... Oh, man, I love sky pictures. Like, I will talk about it this entire stream. If you just let me talk about skies and colors, I will talk about it for hours. It's, I don't know, my favorite. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise. Let's see. I still did it on the wrong layer even though I made a new one. What? Okay, there we go. There's that. What? Okay. What am I... Okay. Okay. Don't know what I did. I think I was pressing Control-C. Okay. Okay, I flooded media enough. You gotta space them out. Jeez, so like, gotta wait a bit, let me do some other people, and then you'll show me your skies, gonna be like, oh, jeez, where were these all along? And like, you know? Oh my gosh, Crab Daddy or just Gavin, hey there. Hi there, Guts. Why did you send me a feed on Instagram today? Because she was talking about how she was attacked by frequencies, and I felt like that was really important to share. I feel like you would have really related to that, because, I don't know, just kind of where you are geographically, I feel like you would have related to her. I try and be really thoughtful to my followers of, like, I know a little bit about the Muslim and stuff, like, that I think pertains to them. you know. While trying to fall asleep with the stream in the background like a simp. It's the lo-fi, and it's art. It's peaceful. I've been told I should make ASMR. So... Sorry, I'm yapping too much. That happened last stream, where I was yapping the entire time instead of actually drawing. Because I want to get back to trying to do them in an hour. But, I don't know. I yap. Oh, that's way too bright. I also don't really like this background color. That's better. Which, by the way, these brushes I use are free. They are within the art resources on my server. Completely free, credits free. The tablet I'm using is like $40. It's like Beck, B-E-I-K-K. Follow her like I'm not one of your friends. You are one of my friends. I know, I'm joking. Okay, go back to Skyrim now. Oh, so fun. I need to play Skyrim again so bad. I miss it. I always struggled, like, do I do art or do I, like, play video games? Do I art? Do I play games or do I study the game? Like, this is, like, a really green in here. But I think I'm going more blue, which is, like, it's throwing me off. It's like this really nice grayish green. But it kind of, like, goes into like a red. There, and then there is there's a nicer yellow in here, like down here. Lowering my brush and like trying to just get this gradient in and work in big shapes, and then it gets brighter. Found out I leave Korea on the 15th? Bruh, that's 10 days! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. Oh, that's so exciting. Dude, when you get back, we're gonna do like a whole reset. So exciting. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do, but I'm just like, I've been contemplating about doing a Minecraft realm again. It'd be really fun to invite some people. It's been on the back of my mind. It's like, well, because I want to play Minecraft, but I don't like playing Minecraft by myself. But it's like, this is my space, and why does it matter, you know? I think I've been getting colors in the wrong area. Nope, that's not right. 15th for me, it's 9 days, and I leave. Oh, so nice. I mean, I post pictures over the week, so I always forget. So just on media chat once in a while. I have a bunch of pictures from China I never seen. You want those? Oh, sure. I thought you showed me some before. This is a new mix, also of lo-fi music. I found the music, like I was checking the comments because I was like, I would just put it on, but I saw someone said like, oh, like this was gonna be copyrighted. So it's like, well, I'll just use a different, because I don't know what platforms would be good. I try and look up like royalty free, no copyright lo-fi, and then I try and follow the rules. Dude, send them. Hi there, Stone. I sent you some metal. Alright, thank you, Cheese. trying to get like this back gradient first before I even address like the orange tones that are going on. Because I love the sky. Like it becomes like this really pretty green, like over the horizon. Oh, it's so lovely. I think this blue is like one of my favorite colors. This blue up here is so pretty. I mean, can I even have a color? I'll literally point out every color and just say it's my favorite color, like, in a situation. Like, oh no, that's a pretty color. No, that's a pretty color. No, that's a pretty color. Okay, doodles. Oh, like, look at this teal. Like, this actually might be my favorite color here. Look at this. Isn't this so pretty? I could change it. I could change up the add-on on Happy Pack since I had the infinite free Minecraft ROM. Oh yeah, we're talking about. Oh my gosh, absolutely. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when you get back. We'll have to get your gang together. Hater Black Iron Gamer, what's good? How are you? I don't know, what would you guys think? I would have to check, but are like Dress to Impress, like, servers, like, can you make them private for free and play for free, or do you have to like pay for a private server? Because it's been a contemplation if I should do like, invite some of you guys from the server and like we can stream it and play together. Because like last time I was trying, like, oh, like I want to record me and my friends playing more. It's like, well, because I do things Tuesday nights in this server. We'll see. It's still like in my head because I don't want someone just to come in and say like the N-word. No. That's hard. You cheese. I see you. Me, pick me. I second Vintage Story. Game is brutal and I love it. That or Project Zomboid. I've heard Vintage Story is really good. I've tried Project Xenoid like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, I get to guess. I hated it. I hated it so much. I'm such a wuss. It's so scary to me. Look at this background. Look at this guy. Sorry. I like get so baffled. I wish painting was as easy. So I have big paintings I have to do in real life, and I've been procrastinating. Well, I had a good reason, because it was the holidays, and the heater went out, where I'm working on it. But I don't have that excuse anymore, so that's my plan for Wednesday, at least. Well, that's okay. It's good to be busy, you know? We work to rest. No, we rest to work, not work to rest. That's what God did. He worked for 6 days, rested on the 7th. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Even when I'm tired. Okay, what are we thinking? We might come back. I might make this a multi-layer thing, just because I really want to keep the sky and clouds separate. I think I can get the glow better if I do like separate. Let me make that a little bit brighter. Oh, I forgot. You would think I realized after just saying that. I wish there was like an easier way I could like select. Okay, now I want to invert. Which tool was the invert tool? And how can I invert a selection? Maybe was it Control I? No. The ambience in Zomboid is pretty spooky. I could play Zomboid for actual days. I guess I'm too much of a wuss. So it's not here. No, I mean, like here. can. Oh, I never opened up the brush editor. But I never once. So that's so cool. Ah, so what are those? Well, that's a mess. I'm not even dealing with those right now. That's so nuts. You know what we can do? We'll just deselect. Nope. Do that, and then we'll come back to. We'll figure it out another day of how to. Because you can do it on Procreate pretty easily, but I don't know why this is so hard. Let's see. I'll just try and be careful. Let me see. Let me see if I do that, and then I always forget how to work Krita. There's a way to mask layers. Where is that though? Toggle locks. No, select. I was hoping that I could try host servers for things like Minecraft on the new server I was making earlier today. Need to wait for the final part though. I just feel so, I don't know, I just feel like that can have easy drama. That's why I haven't opened a realm yet with the group, just because like, or an open realm, because anyone can join and grief and stuff, and I don't know. I don't want to police that. I have enough stuff on my plate. Duplicate layer or a mask? No, I just want to mask a layer. Where there's cut layer, copy layer, paste layer, remove layer, duplicate layer, or mask. No, that's not what I need. I just, okay, now I have to remove that layer. Let's see. Merge layer, new layer from visible, flatten image, flatten layer. I don't know what the difference is between that, honestly. Select, group, toggle locks and visibility, which you would think would be in there, but no. Add. There's add stuff, but I don't quite get them because I want the layer itself to act like the mask. I don't want to. Oh, wait. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. Let's see, because there's a convert to transparency. Oh. What? What was that? Okay, wait. Sorry guys, we're learning this together because I don't know these things. Selection mask? No. That's also a weird tool. Why would I want that? Convert to paint layer. None of these are what I need. Layer style? No. Why is this so hard just to like clip it? No more need to pay for things like through Alternos works well too. You can whitelist and blacklist on them. I see. Very interesting. We'll come back to that because 8:38. I'm going till 9:30. To make sure I'm on the right layer. Like if this was, I mean, it's okay if it's off. I just have to be careful. I don't know why I can't figure it out. Anyway, how have y'all's New Year's, the new week? Has it been treating ya? Has it been a whole week yet? Because exciting? Anything good? There's a game called Descent on Roblox. It's a Lethal Company clone, but I thought it was pretty fun. Ooh, that sounds fun. I thought about maybe doing Demonology, but there's like a trailer, and if you get the trailer, not the trailer, the tutorial is so freaking long, so I have to like make sure that people don't press that if I do stuff with them. But I don't know, it's still an idea, because I was trying to brainstorm what to do tomorrow, but I think I have another plan. It's been great, to be honest. That's great. I was finally able to go climbing for the first time in 3 months Saturday. Oh, that's so nice! I know, I really want to go rock climbing at some point. I think I'd be really good at it, despite like not having any upper body strength. I just think it looks fun. I hate this color wheel. I wish it was more of a box. Because it's like a triangle. I feel like I don't get my color's worth out of it. What am I on? It's not giving me my brushes. Here we go. Let's see, and it kind of comes up here, dips, goes up again, dips back down, then dips back up. Lower my brush just a little bit as we come up here, because this background is kind of gonna disappear. You can kind of see I made like the right side kind of fade upward into the sky, because I'm gonna use that same layer for the clouds. And just kind of bring it off to the side, just like that. Because it's like distant clouds and trees. I'm not gonna make it too sharp. If you look at the horizon very closely, you realize it's not a really straight line, it's very bumpy. I'm feeling all this. Smooth this in. We'll smooth it out later, here in a second. Because I'm taking my pin, and you do the same with the brush. Like, you would dry your brush off and just like very lightly with the bristles spin it around in circles to flatten this out. It's kind of what I'm doing with my pen. I have barely any pressure, and you kind of see like I'm twirling it. See, like my stamp twirls. I'm twirling it as I move my pencil very up and down. Like that, and there we go. It kind of blends in because you can see it over here. And then we'll go darker. But we kind of want, I love when dark colors get really saturated. So that's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna move it to be more orange. Yeah, I like that a lot. Like, we could have gone more orange at the top, which, let me lock the layer, that might help. Because now we can come down here and not worry about it. Circles. Bro, I told you to come try. I know, I know. I've just been busy. I do want to, I promise. It's just, we'll see, we'll see. I need to finish my paintings in real life before I like set out new goals for myself. I have a really bad project on starting things and not finishing them. Like, let's see. I really hate using black, because even if you look at like go outside at night, you'll realize like nothing's really that dark. Let me come back in here. But I mean, this is also just a painting. Doesn't have to be like the picture. We haven't even focused on much. We're just focusing on gradients and just focusing on how those gradients, we've already made, like what colors are in those gradients. We've already made, like, I could stop now and I'd be content with this very abstracted painting in, what, 20 minutes? Just focusing on gradients will make your backgrounds, also on muted colors, don't go just straight black. Work along a curve of saturation. So like, because you can have a really like saturated color, but then go with the grays as you go to a contrasting color. can really like make it pop, because that's kind of what we were using like on the color, but we have these really nice blues in here, but following along like the green side back into orange down here. Even like this down here is a really dark like yellowish orange. I know on the stream it doesn't look like that because it's so grayed out for some reason with the greatest colors, but grayness will really make or break your drawings. I highly recommend experimenting with them. Doodles hater Kiwi, guys. Kiwi also streams on Twitch. He's one of my pals, one of my favorite supporters. Gotta go check him out. Very, very cool dude. Highly recommend checking him out. Repo, when is the next reel on your OC story coming out? I do have a surprise. I posted it on my Patreon of 3 like practice panels of a story. I was supposed to paint them. No, not paint them, post them yesterday. I just didn't get around to it. And I have a full body of Lloyd, which I'll be honest, I've been so stuck on this drawing because I did most of his body, but I didn't do his boots because I gave him a whole new look. He has an updated look, which he's kind of like, he looks like updated in my reels, but very, very different. But so the drawing has him in like a whole detailed background and everything, but his feet are cut off. And in the back of my head, it's because I was lazy and I didn't want to do it. But I'm telling myself, it's like, oh, like you have a degree. Why are you shying away from doing metal gauntlet shoes? And it's like, well, because I don't have references. I hate drawing them. They're so geometric. Like, I suck at doing geometric stuff. Like, but he's a knight. Like, this is the other side of my brain. But he's a knight. You need to get better at drawing them anyway. He's one of your characters. Like, one of the main characters. You have to be able to draw him better. So force yourself to draw him to learn him. Why? I get into fights with myself every day. Every day, it's always a fight. So I've been stuck on it because this is such. Look at this red, guys. Sorry, we're cutting off. Look at this color. Oh, isn't that so nice? Look at the background colors of this color. This is like my 2 favorite colors. This blue and like this pink. The peachy. It's so pretty. Sorry, I just had to like pull away. But anyway, like how am I supposed to draw? Like I don't have like, it's easier when like drawing women, for example, because like as a woman I can look down at myself and I know what I look like. I've drawn like I am a little bit annoyed because my college only had me draw naked women, so like that's all I drew in college. How am I supposed to draw men, for example, when I never even studied men? And so it's really frustrating trying to like figure it out, especially when I don't have a whole set of armor. And so I had to constantly make reference images of him that are updating, and I don't like, that's kind of why I've been trying to learn 3D modeling too, so I can make 3D models of my characters and then angle them, position them. That way I could draw them more accurately, because I hate it. I hate it so much. I always forget what they look like. And I think, I don't know. I think it's because like in real life, I really do struggle with like remembering people's names and faces and stuff. I remember people as colors. So I know his colors, I know like his personality, I know who he is, but I don't know what he looks like compared to like, say, Tabitha. I know what Tabitha looks like, because like, a lot of like, we put ourselves in all of our characters, but like my female characters especially, I put like a little bit of myself in each of them, though they're not me. But like, they're my OCs, so like, they're my favorites for a reason. So Doodles, can I send you a TikTok and yeah, sure, I don't mind. You don't have a set of armor in your room, not very armored core. I know, like, I'm gonna be canceled for that. Like, I'm a poser. No, I'm kidding. Like, I remember when in college I was getting really frustrated because I didn't, like, I was trying to do drawings and I just didn't have like male references I was looking for. I would join like bodybuilder Discord servers or like gym member, like just gym health servers, and I would like ask people, it's like, hey, can I borrow this picture? Because like they do like full body like angles and stuff, and like flexing their muscles, so like you can like actually see the defining curves of like their muscles, like where their bodies are. I'm like, look, can I like borrow these pictures, because I'm an artist. I know it sounds super weird, but I need this specific angle for something. So I mean, Discord servers are also like the best place for like quick information. I think that it's better than Reddit, in all honesty, if you want like a quick response about something. There's a HAMA group around OKC that might be able to help you with that. I saw that. I think they worked with my college, because they had models come out. I don't quite remember their name. I gave myself a whole headache though, because I was yapping like no tomorrow over that. But anyway, back to the OC comment. There's 3 pages. I will release them soon. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow or Wednesday. Because I don't know if like well, I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to release them yet. Because I want to have more of a tangible storyline. Which I have a lot better. This has been the story since high school year of high school year, junior year of high school. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years since I've had this story, and this was as far as it's gotten. I've slept on it, I've rewritten it, I've torn it up and down, spin it around. It wasn't until like I really graduated college, did I break a lot of ground with what I wanted Norwood to be. But even now, like, I'm struggling a lot with like a lot of key plot lines, because I'm trying to work backwards. But the more I work backwards, the more like I think of stuff that impacts their future. Because Tabitha and Lloyd are like only 2 characters, but there's like a whole human tribe, and then they're focusing on different races, and I want to focus on like the other religions in the area, and I have to make a huge world map of the entire globe if I want this to be consistent, because there's a lot of traveling within it. There's other side characters, there's spin-offs like OCs that I have. I just don't share them because it's like, it's just personal writing for me. But it's like this whole world story in my head of stuff I just like write down, which I need to get better at like trying to find, but like for some reason my computer doesn't have Microsoft Word. So I was trying to figure out like, because I have a Word document, but it like it's so big, it's like filling up most of my space. It's like Google keeps telling me to delete it, but like I can't, I'm not deleting it. But I don't know if I want to post those 3 comics yet, because like it's gonna sound really shitty, but like I don't make profit off of my art anywhere else online. Besides my Patreon, I don't get paid obviously on here. I don't get stuff at all from Instagram, though I've tried multiple times like to be monetized on there. I don't know why it's not working for me. Because I'm like kind of static on commissions at the moment, because I'm doing real life paintings that are really time consuming, which I kind of regret committing to. But it's not until I get those done can I open up my commissions again. So I kind of want, and just because it's my story, I don't want it being leaked or stolen. It's like, it's stupid. Like no one, that's kind of like an egotistical thing to say, but like I've seen it happen to people over like the most smallest stuff. So like I don't want to be caught up in that. Like, well, if I give it to myself, it won't be a problem. Because I don't know, like I've never really seen any stories though that like talk about like putting Christianity in a space of like D&D and really focusing like what can save. Like my biggest struggle right now in my writing is trying to figure out like how can I get the word of God to be consistent in this world that doesn't quite yet have a savior, because I really want the presence of Jesus to be a very monumental thing in my story, or how like you're saved through him. And I fully believe, like, on some aspects with individuals, is like, your sins are already forgiven. For all of us today, our sins are already forgiven. Jesus already died on the cross for our sins. You can't take that back. And so I think for a lot of people, like, you're going to hell with your sins already forgiven. It's a choice. And so with that premise in mind, that's kind of what I'm trying to write my story around. It's like these bad people who either they're essentially not bad people, but they're misguided and they don't know their laws, or compared to people who are just willingly choosing to be ignorant and hateful, because to them that is, they worship themselves. And I'm trying to really explore, and this is where I also like trying to build characters backwards. Like, I like to build characters off of like their flaws first, and then make them into good people, because I think we're all flawed. It's really been hard to make them likable for me sometimes. So it's like, well, they're just a scummy person, but like, it's really hard for me because I do have some genuine villains, but then I have some people who are like, they made mistakes and they don't know what to do about them. And I think that's kind of what a lot of my characters are facing at the moment. They made mistakes, they don't know how to face them or do about them, and so they're kind of like in this standstill. And I don't know, I remember seeing Narnia a bit when I was little, but I don't remember any of it. But I've been kind of like told, like, oh, like, you should go watch it, and I would like help you. So I do need to watch it. I just haven't had time, like, because of the holidays, to sit down and watch like the whole Narnia series. But I really enjoy Mere Christianity, and that was also like a big influence in the direction I decided to take my artwork, because of what C.S. Lewis says about how Christians like should conduct themselves and what is like the basics of Christianity to outsiders. Because like, as Tabitha goes along, I really want people to question her motives, her integrity, who she is as a person, because I think that's what we're constantly doing in our lives. We're constantly asking ourselves, am I a good person? Am I worthy of like being saved through Jesus? Am I worthy of having friends? Am I worthy of my accomplishments? So I kind of want to cause my readers like to think about that themselves, like when they're looking at her. So it like, I don't want it to be noticeable at first though, because I'm trying to really write it in a way where it's like, once the climax really hits, it kind of hits them at the same time. It's like, we've been misjudging her, because that's kind of the main premise of why Lloyd and Tabitha are, I'm trying to figure out a good reason why they're conjoined, but like, what I really want is them to be misjudging each other, because of their first impressions and also who they surrounded themselves with. One, Tabitha has isolated herself from what is considered like a group of individuals that are being pushed to extinction, which is the human race within my story. While Lloyd is right now a scout for the human encampments, and like there's different ones, there's not just one, but they're constantly moving nowadays. But like, I'm also trying to mess with like a timeline of like when all this is happening, because again, like, working through multiple lives of people, like even her father and her mother had a very different like world of how humans were treated versus Tabitha. And I'm trying to like make valid excuses why can Tabitha do some things but not other humans, which is the impression that Tabitha is a witch. To other humans, being a witch is blasphemous, and so they will constantly judge her on being a blasphemous individual, even though she doesn't really show her doing anything blasphemous. But because she wears that title, the humans will judge her. And because other outsiders who are like elves, dwarves, and whatnot, they'll see her, they'll always kind of see her as a human, but because of her being a witch, they won't do much to her. Like, it's just kind of like side-eyed of like, because there's a threat in this world, which I don't know if I made a few posts explaining it, but pretty much like anyone who involves with magic, you kind of give in your sanity. You trade in your sanity. And for humans, it's very unheard of for them to do it. It's always other races that will like give up their sanity for magical abilities, or to communicate with gods and goddesses. You give up your sanity because, like, I do believe like there are false gods and goddesses in our world. Same as Satan, it says in Exodus. So that's why I make that view. But that's like what I'm following in my story, is that they will give up their own sanity to talk to these false gods and goddesses. So when they see that Tabitha is like that, they won't outright attack her, but they won't see her as their own. But she is very much an outsider, which is why she's constantly moving. She's constantly doing odd jobs. She's not very welcomed at places. Meanwhile, Lloyd is... I've always been struggling with his character just because, like, I struggle writing male characters just being a woman, but I really want it to be about internal growth too with him. I love the Madison Magic type system so much. It's so fun. Like, even like her father, like I'm still tweaking it because it's really interesting, like what I want to happen with him, but I need to make a valid reason to why it happens, because I don't have one yet. So I have to tweak my own magic system to make it logical. But I mean, I'm setting the rules, I guess. But anyway, with Lloyd, I really want him to be like you see like the smell. Damsel in distress. I'm kind of want him to be that type of character, even though like he's a very strong character, but he's constantly going through it. Like kind of at the start of the story, he will lose someone very important to him, and because of that, he is going to assume Tabitha was behind it. And as he follows her along, like he won't outright attack her, because this isn't new. This isn't something new that is occurring between human encampments of humans betraying people or people being sold off, because again, like in this world, human blood is very valuable. It's considered pure. It's considered it has its own thing to it at the moment, and I don't have good words for it, so I won't try to describe it, but just like other races really want it. It's very important. So he's trying to figure out what her motives are, who is she selling it to, are other people alive that he needs to save, because it's like either people are killed or they go missing. So he wants to get to the bottom of it. So he's not quite a scout, like he kind of takes up the role of like a detective almost. So he follows her, but she doesn't know that. So I kind of want them to end up meeting and get kind of stuck together, because, well, he's a human knight traveling, so that's why he'll have his helmet on to pretend, like hide the fact that he's a human as they go along. And then they meet like different characters, they meet different things happen, and then they meet like other like races, like meet some dwarves or like some other elves, and like a whole thing, which I think could be really fun to write. Because like one character I've had forever, her name is Aiko. I love Aiko, she's so silly. But that was her old character. I kind of made her more down to earth this time, because I didn't really write her backwards either. She's very I don't want to say she's like a comical character, but just someone like I felt could be a good friend for Tabitha, because Tabitha's very lonely, so I kind of wanted her to have like that girlship relationship with someone. And when we look into more of where Aiko's from, she lives also within like a prairie area, kind of more like in a mountainous but to prairie, because her family are farmers, and her family has this genetic trait where all the children that they have end up being twins. So the first two siblings are Aiko and Asha, and that's gonna be like one of the story plot lines where Tabitha will meet Aiko for a bit, because like Tabitha's passing by and she's looking for work, because like it becomes summer, and so there isn't much work because of the place being like a farm and having, I think they have like 10 kids, because they have 5 sets. No, they have 9 kids. 9 kids. Very, very important for the 9, even though it's 5 sets of twins. So it would kind of go at like, this is like the second plot. I have a rough draft of point events I want to happen, and then on a separate thing, I'm trying to write the actual dialogue, what's going on. It's a lot of work. So I don't know if like what I'm doing is like too complex of what people write. Like, do people just write and go? But I'm so scared I'm gonna write something that like, of course I could say like, well, that's not canon, blah blah. But like, I want it to be accurate, and I don't want to have to go back and change it, because if I change one thing, then it's gonna be like a whole thing. Because like, I think when people do something, it's out of habits, it's out of routine. Maybe that's also just me, but I feel like, well, if they do something once, then it's gonna be most likely a pattern, and if I'm writing that into a character, I'm gonna want it to reflect later on in the future too, because that's how our behaviors are. It's like this whole butterfly. This is all I think of. Like, I gotta dip. Y'all have a great stream. Bye, Kiwi. Thank you for listening to me out. But I don't know. I think I need to breathe though. I need a moment to breathe. I was yapping a lot. I don't know, because I also get, like, I don't want to spoil my own story, but, like, I have to spoil my own story to get people interested. Doodles. Like, come on. So. Silly, silly, silly. I forgot I had a drink. My goodness. Please remember to breathe. 9 out of 10 medical professionals recommend breathing. What does the 1 out of 10 think about it? Is it just like an every so often type of thing? Is it like what? Oh, I think I messed it up, did I? I don't know what I did, but we're gonna fix that anyway. Okay, this one. Go that way. Whew. At least I think some anime could help you come up with ideas, and the fantasy aspects just how the story should go. I love stories that tell you the ending and then tell you how you get there. That's kind of what I want to do, but like in my head it's like a 3-part story anyway, because everything I'm sharing is just part of the first part of my series. I think a lot of it should come after, because I kind of, it's gonna sound so silly, but I kind of do want it to follow like Revelations later on, but that's way down the line. That's like after some stuff. But like the first whole part of the book is just Tabitha and Lloyd like hanging out and trying to get better, because like once it reaches the boiling point, they're gonna hate each other, and it's not going to be a very quick rekindling. They're gonna hate each other for a while, until there's an understanding between them. Because I kind of want it to be realistic, because when we're looking at manhwas, they tend to make up really fast, or even in animes they make up really fast, which I get it, it's for plot stuff, but I don't think that's realistic. And again, like, we're kind of focusing on at the moment, these people don't have Jesus or an understanding of Jesus like we do, but they will have a gospel of God, but it's very hard to come across it because Tabitha's mother was one of the translators, and so Tabitha has some of the stuff with her. She's been trying to figure it out, which is like one of her side quests. She has a lot going on. So, well, I'm definitely more interested in it more now. Haha, it sounds well thought out for what you have. I don't know too much on how story drafting really works. It'd be cool to see how you make it out. I don't know, maybe we can spend like one live stream literally just working on the map and coming up with ideas. Hey there, Zaxxon. I just went on a whole spiel about some stuff about like my OCs and my story. But besides that, not much. One anime with insane character development is Mushoku Tensei. I've seen some seasons. Some of the best character development I've ever seen. I really liked that too, which is why like it kind of did help me inspire like how to do like some of the other races, or like how people view like some races that are like they deem dangerous, but like they're just misunderstood. Because I kind of want to flip that on humans. So, and I also kind of want to mirror like some of the stuff we struggle with in today's society within there, like I don't know, just like, what would be a good example? Say like race, for example, because I feel like when I'm saying race, we think of like human races, but like I'm talking about like D&D races when I say it, because like racism is obviously a very big struggle still today in societies, but I struggle a lot, and this is just like my platform that I struggle with, so I will be talking about my experience with dealing with racism online. As a white person, like white woman online, I've definitely had my own fair share of racism, which like I know is going to be an unpopular statement to say. But even when I had mentioned like, hey, I want to write about racism within my story, I've had people go, Doodles, you can't write about racism, you don't know anything about being like oppressed. You're telling me about that now, like, because I didn't say that, but I said like, well, I'm talking about like the human race being oppressed. I'm like, oh, okay, like why is one okay about me talking about being oppressed as a human but not as a white individual? Because in my story there's no racism between colors, because again I'm basing the human race off of the aspect of what Christians should be like. That's not going to exist in my story of like how we see racism today. It's a very different scale, but it's like trying to talk about it in a different set of terms, if that makes sense. I don't know, there's just a bunch of stuff I really want to try and mirror over conversations I feel like I don't get to really have today because of certain language barriers or social barriers that I feel like I can't speak on, and I feel like my story would be a really good space to explore that concepts of stuff in a different image. Watch it though, skip button, because my friend, whenever that stuff came on. Yeah, it's not the most age appropriate, but it is good. It has some good writing in it. I think I've seen like a bit of the first season, so I hear it does get a little bit crazy in some scenes, which I don't know about that. See, I might almost be done with this. Let me add in some of this, like, because I still want to do another drawing. Can I draw on top of here? No, I can't. Okay. Come back in here and do some houses, do some lights. Again, the idea of lights down here. Take another. Okay, I'm gonna call it good on this one. Let me find another. Oh wait, let me. I think it was these two. So let me merge these two down. Merge. Right below, and then I want the erasing tool, increase the size, and let's just kind of erase down, downward, downward, downward. And then go up, 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 up. Just like so. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna merge down just a little bit on these, and then I'll add. Always, 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 always sign your work. Because it doesn't even matter if you think it's bad. People will just steal it just to steal it. Because people are mean. People can be really mean. Oh, let me undo that. Undo. Merge with there below. There is a better way to do this, but I don't know. Because like you can make all the selected layers into a group and then like merge them. I don't know how to do that on here. Okay, so we'll merge one more time. Make a new layer, go white, get an ink brush. That's the layer thing. I want the brushes. Digital. This brush. Okay. Let me come up here. We'll do poof. Oh, okay, there we go. That's me. There we go. Here's the whole thing. Very cute. Very lovely for less than an hour-ish, drawing. Okay, let's see. So let me merge that down. And let's look for another picture. Merge it there below. We'll turn that off. New layer. Oh, we're doing this. I didn't get to do a lot of winter stuff. Jar, this is so nice. Here. Wait, where am I? That's not me either. Here we go. Guys, look at this picture. Look at that. I think it's smaller. Hang on. My goodness, this is a big picture. I wonder how creative, like, you can lower pictures without it, like, deforming the whole thing, or actually just fit onto a canvas, because I'm not, like, using it bad, like. Okay, it's kind of like this ratio, it's kind of like that. Okay. I'll put them side by side. Gotta stretch it out. But we can do that. We can copy that, guys. We can do that in, like, 40 minutes. So, let's see. Okay, so we'll take this. And go here. And then we'll take a bucket tool, just because it's easier. Look at that eyeball. We aren't going to eyedrop it because we're practicing. That's a good base. Okay. Come back up here. And we'll lock the layer. So let's see. Do we want this to be one layer? Do we want this to be different layers like last time? I was gonna go until 9:30, but I felt pretty content with how it was. I didn't want to keep like going on it and like messing it up. And then that would also leave only 30 minutes. It's only 10 more minutes on this one. Oh wait, Doodles, have you watched Violet Evergarden? I have not. I hear it's really sad, so don't spoil it, or I've gone this long in my life without being spoiled by like what happens. I am very content with living that life on. Oh, I just made that size way too big. I want to go back to my brushes here. I think it hasn't snowed at all yet this year, like near me, and I'm so sad. I mean, it snowed last January, so I don't know if that really counts. Because I was saying last year, like, how should I say this? It hasn't snowed this winter, okay? Don't know. That's so pretty. I love snow. Like, cause honestly, when it's like snowing, it's kind of like a dry cold. Cause here in Oklahoma, it's so windy, it just hurts. The cold hurts. But like at night, like after everything's fallen, it's kind of like almost like a dry stillness. So you can go outside for walks after the snow, and like it doesn't feel bad. But I hate it. I do hate the cold. But I do like snow. Like, it's so pretty. How can you hate this? It's very gorgeous. I know. I need to watch Fear, and I haven't. Still waiting for Kiwi. Should watch Eternity with Me. What? You need to. It's great. Oh wait, Doodles, have you watched? Oh wait, I already read that. My redhead grandmother even liked it, and that's something. So I'm gonna finish up the one. If you're spoiling the other one too, I'm not watching that. I hear To Your Eternity is really sad, so nope. I don't like. I'll be real, guys. I don't recommend me stuff that are really sad. I won't watch them. I'll be fully real right now. Even if I said, yeah, I'll try, I'll get around to it. I hate watching stuff that makes me sad. I'm already, like, I struggle enough with, like, my own, like, anxiety about stuff in life. Like, I just like to laugh if I'm watching something. Being caught off by something that's actually really depressing in a show, like, really, I hate it. I don't know, so I like just comedies. Like, if you're on the server, I like watching, like, really shitty real movies, because, like, even if someone dies, I don't care. It's like, it's all poorly written. Have you ever seen To Be a Hero X? No. You don't like the teenager crews? I actively seek them out. That's great for you, but I make myself sick when I watch, like, sad stuff. Like, when I legit say, like, I can't do it for my mental health, I can't do it for my mental health. With how my anxiety is, like, my body, for example, when I'm stressed out, I can't correlate what is an actual danger, you know? Like, my body goes into a fight or flight. So I have to be really on top of my anxiety and, like, what is stressing me out, I have to immediately cut it off. I won't engage with it. That's why, like, on Instagram, I like really shitty schizogram stuff. I will get to a certain level of, like, political, but even then I'll be like, nope, I have to immediately go to dog pictures, because I feel it in my gut. Because when I was younger, I gave myself a dozen stomach ulcers from internal stress. And that was because my anxiety wasn't being managed at all. So my body was literally tearing itself apart because it just thought I was in a constant state of fight or flight. I'm better now with coping, but that's because I have my coping mechanisms. I have a routine. And watching really stressful movies, like, I don't like horror. I can do some horror, like, I can do it better when I'm with friends. If I am with friends, and it's not like I don't like horror that can be realistic. If it can be reenacted, I don't like it. Like, I like the phasmophobia and demonology stuff. Just because, like, I don't believe in ghosts. They're just devils. But I also know, like, I'm safe from devils and stuff. So, like, it doesn't bother me as much. I don't like jump scares, because who does? But when I'm with friends, like, it's different. Because, like, I can laugh about it. But I'm not gonna be good at the game. So, but like horror movies or stuff like that, I'm not going to. I'll joke about it, say, oh, haha, yeah, I should. Blah, blah. No. For my own health, because, like, are you gonna be the one holding back my hair if I'm throwing up? Because, like, I guess I'll throw up over it. No. No, 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 no. No, thank you. Devils are arguably more scary than ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. They're devils and demons. So I fully believe that. There's no such thing as a soul left behind or a soul forgotten by God, in my opinion. So if someone is haunting, or someone like say like they would say like, oh, like this child died and he still haunts here, that's just a demon. It's not that person there. And people say, well, like, oh, well, like, you can go to fortune tellers and they'll tell you stuff about their families and they talk to ghosts. I fully believe that, but I think they're talking to demons. You're gonna tell me that the Satan himself, who got himself casted out of heaven, and all the devils that followed, haven't actively been watching your ancestors' lives and follow you as well to correct you. I mean, of course they're gonna know, like, what your mother's name was, or what happened to her, what was her favorite color. Like, they're going to tell anyone who messes with dark arts those secrets. That's, like, to me, what it talks about in Exodus, of what exists. And so, I don't know, when I think about, like, devils or stuff, it's like, I wear a cross on my neck for a reason. I'm protected by Jesus. Nothing can trespass him. There's no amount of hate or, I think, personal, not personal, what am I trying to say here? Just like anything that someone wants to happen to me will, because I'm already saved. So any type of like spiritual stuff, I don't believe in, and other stuff like that. So like devils, whatever. Isn't purgatory a concept in Christianity? Sorry, I'm not arguing. I'm genuinely curious. For some faith it is. For some people it isn't. I think that's very... When we talk about purgatory, I wish I had a better answer, because when we talk about it, I could picture like Dante's Inferno, Paradise Lost, those type of top like scenarios come into my head when trying to describe the concept of a purgatory. But I'm not too educational to give a very biblical account, because it just hasn't been something I've been studying. So I can't really say that, but from what I understand is that we will have a different heaven after the rapture. There's a heaven now, and there will be a different heaven after. I do know, I know that that's because there's going to be Jesus's reign for a millennia, and then there's going to be more that happens after. I'm trying to remember on the top of my head, because I know it's on my desk at work, but I just don't want to say anything that's wrong. That's like the biggest thing why I'm not saying anything. I don't want to say anything that's wrong, besides like how I've interpreted versus what it is. So I don't think I can talk on that. I could talk about that all day. Black Iron, if you want to say it, I'll repeat it. So I'll say like that's what you said. Just had a blast of deja vu is why I asked. I don't think it's named outright, but maybe implied. I'm also not knowledgeable. I think the big idea of purgatory came from that there is a different heaven now compared to later, because after the rapture, Jesus will reign for a millennia. Not after the rapture, but after the tribulations, Jesus will come back, and there will be his reign, and that will be a different type of heaven. But I don't picture it as like all the souls are constantly like waiting to get into heaven. I think purgatory itself can be its own heaven, but again, I don't know. I'm really trying to talk of like what my memory was. I might be I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I think it's also very different ideas in the dominations. But I want to personally go off of what the Bible itself says. So unless I have the verses on that, I don't want to be held accountable for what I say right now. So do not quote me on that. But it's not like what you see in a lot of shows. I've been told, like, it's not like that. That's purely for dramatic effect. Let's see. Tropical Lightning 5617 said, Purgatory comes from the Apocrypha books to Maccabees, and it's only a thing in Catholicism. Orthodox and Protestants don't follow the idea of purgatory. That's kind of what I thought, and that's where it's like, because there's a Revelation prophecy, which I understand the people in heaven now will have, like, when we go to heaven, it will be something different versus when the rapture happens, and then tribulations, and then the Jesus' reign will be different, but it's not, I think, two different points of, like, we're waiting for something. I'll be honest, like, sometimes I kind of, like, mess with the ideas, like, because of God is outside of our time, this is all hypothetical, like, this is, like, I don't know, you guys can tell me, like, Doodles, it's blasphemous, why would you say that? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry. When we die, and we go to heaven, I always wonder if it's, like, do they stay conscious in heaven? Because I couldn't imagine dying 2,000 years ago and still waiting 2,000 years and see what's going on today and be like, God, what are you doing? Like, end it. Like, what is going on? Not, like, end it, but, like, how long is this going to go for? Like, in heaven, like, do they know? But I'm wondering, it's like, once we die, is there, like, a time thing where when we die, it will be that moment of rapture and entering tribulations? Does that make sense? Like, when we go to heaven, will I have to wait another 2,000 years for the rapture? I'm not going to complain about that. I'm just kind of wondering, like, what happens to the conscience after that? Of course, there's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing, but it's just something I've, like, when I think for hours and hours and hours, it goes in my head. I would imagine they are conscious because in Revelations we know that the saints, the people in heaven, are praying for us. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I can definitely see it true, like, because angels are in the works, but I saw this really cool hypothesis, like, I don't know if it's also, like, blasphemous, so I'm not, this is just something I read, it's not something I believe, but, unless, like I said, it's in the Bible, but I don't think it has directly, where it's, like, when they go onto, like, Mount Sinai, or, what was the other mountain, Moses on Mount Sinai, Jesus in the wilderness, and there was another person, I think it was Elijah, but they go up onto this mountain to talk to God, and they say, like, there's other, I think, I don't want to misquote it, but it was, like, saying, it's like, oh, like, they were talking to other, like, angels and stuff. And I was like, what if, like, when they were on top of that mountain, that they were talking to each other, but because God is outside of our time, and when they got up there, they didn't know that they were talking to other people. Like, they just thought it was other angels, because they were, like, not of that time. Like, they understood, like, because imagine, like, being John trying to write down, Revelations, like, a lot of the, like, trying to describe, like, I don't know, trying to describe an F-150 to a man in the Middle East before Christ, you know, like, not before Christ, but, like, after Christ, like, what words would he use? An iron horse, or, a pale horse, I don't know, just, like, try and, like, imagine, like, how would he describe modern day technology, or, like, the sun falling onto the earth is, like, a good, like, what people hypothesize, like, oh, like, that's a nuke or a missile. This is what Black Iron Gamer said, according to the Greek wording of the New Testament, we normal people will not know. that we are dead, for we will be sleeping until the rest and recreating of the earth. Interesting. There's an anime that's we're talking about anime again. It's called FM Ghost. If you like cars and racing, I definitely recommend it. I might need to consider it. Finishing Mob Psycho right now. Oh, my Mob Psycho is so good. Last religion question from me for today, but it's a two-part question. Why is the Christian symbol a cross? Because isn't that a bad thing? Because Jesus died on one. Why church on Sunday if is God's day of rest? I think those are two good questions. I think the cross, I think seeing it as a bad thing can be misguiding. Is crucifixion horrible? Yes, but I think it's also prophesied for one within the Old Testament of how our Savior would die for our sins. But I think it's also for Christians a vivid remember of what he went through to die for us, because being crucified, like I'm gonna say like it's not easy, but like he was forced to drag that cross, and the cross itself was what they did to, again, like crucify. But they made him carry that cross on his back through town, up a hill, and nailed him to it. And imagine going through that. I don't even want to, which is why I am so grateful that Jesus did, for one. So taking that into account, there is a lot of like now medical research of what that would have done to his body. There is this image I saw, it was very grotesque, very gory, and I hated seeing it, but it did kind of like shock me again, like what was the state of Jesus when he passed away, of like, again, he's carrying this massive cross on his back through town, no help, and he's already been slashed who knows how many times, abused, beaten, and carrying this. They had a picture of what someone's back would have looked like after that, and you could have seen the ribs and the spine. And so for Jesus to go on the cross with that, I think as Christians, it's a reminder of us of what he went through for our sins. And not only that, but his own disciples, because they were also crucified. I hate it because it's the P that throws me off. I get Paul and Peter confused, but even one of them was upside down, crucified. So the crown of thorns, that alone would kill someone, absolutely, because they dug into a school. I've seen I've seen in Italy a sculpture of how his wounds would look like. Yeah, it's so bad. Oh, hi there, Pebronoff. Hey there. But I don't know, like, oh, the St. Peter's Cross. Yeah. Yeah, Peter, sorry. I get Peter and Paul confused, which is so bad. You think I know, but it's the P. It's the, like, slight dyslexia. I know who they are. I know what they done. I just don't know who's who. So. Just got here. What brought you to God and Christianity / Catholicism, or did you grow up with this religion? I've always been Christian. I'm actually considered more Baptist just because that was my home church. I don't think I wanted that high up, actually. We're gonna go down here more. Just because I don't like it's a lot of snow on the bottom, but, anyway, sorry, I was talking about art. Let's see. I was raised in my church, pretty much. It didn't really, like, I was baptized when I was 12, on New Year's Eve, and I've always been kind of silent, like, not anymore, but, like, growing up, I was very silent about my faith, just because, like, that's kind of, like, the area of, just, like, where I was, like, you didn't constantly tell people you were Christian or whatnot, you just were silently one. And I remember being told, like, oh, Doodles, like, you're Christian, I didn't even know. Because that was, like, almost like a compliment back then, because it was, like, I wasn't overbearing, I was very accepting, I was very chill. It wasn't until college that I started to get a lot of hate for my faith, even when I was still kind of, like, in the habit of not saying it. I've had people straight up to my face tell me, like, I've never met a Baptist who wasn't effing weird. even though I didn't do anything to them, I was just sitting there. And ever since then, that's always just stuck with me about, like, this is what people think of me. Even, like, if it's not me directly, that's what they think of me. And that slowly kind of started me wanting to be more open about my faith and who I was. When I graduated, and I was no longer in, because I was getting an art school. No, I was getting an fine arts degree, not a fine arts degree, sorry. I'm trying to remember the words. I'm yapping for hours. I have a degree in art administration that I was going for art education, so I went to a very liberal university and was about a lot of liberal-minded people, which was fine. I didn't have really a problem with that until I was being ostracized for my faith and who I was as a person, because I didn't do that for people. So I, after college, just kind of decided, I was like, you know what, none of these people are in my life anymore. I can be who I want to be now. And I really started discovering that identity more and more online until I started talking about it more, just because of the elections and stuff and my platform. And I had more people say, like, oh, Doodles, like, you're so encouraging. And it's been slow, but feeling like there's a lot more to my testimony on why I'm Christian, and I'm leaving a big part of it out just because time-wise, and it is very sensitive to me about why I am. Maybe I'll get into it another night, but to me, art is a blessing of God for me. It's always been there for me. So when people have told me to be less of an artist, I always feel like it's being less of what God made me who I am. Or if they don't like who I am, it's like they want me to be less of an artist. And so it kind of goes both ways. So I don't know. I feel like art for me has been a way to really capture God, and I spend a lot of time one-on-one with God when I'm drawing. It's a very personal time for me. I like that I can be inspiring to other people to embrace their faith through my art and who I want to someday be, because I'm not that person yet. We'll see when I get there, but I'm not that person yet. I'm still doing a lot of growing, but I was very lukewarm, and I just remember someone telling me, oh, Doodles, like, you're Christian. I would have never known. And that, like, terrified me. Like, I just remember, what year is it? Like, it was in 2024. Someone told me that, and early 2024 and late 2023. I just remember, like, the time it frame when it happened, and it unnerved me. I was like, you can't tell I'm Christian. Like, it just, I didn't want to be told that ever again, you know? So that's kind of where I have been more open and rediscovering my faith and rededicating my life. Dude, your school is stronger than you think. The thorns were meant to pierce skin, not bone. The thorns were like 2 inches long or so. The death would have pierced the brain, something 6 cm to his head, and then his shawl shows everything. There's plenty of research done on the shawl and tons of other stuff. The historical evidence brought me more to God. This atheist majority of my life. It's a gut puncher hearing that. Oh, thank you. Again, you're not surprised. You'll be surprised how strong your school is. Not to punctures and around your head. They're getting through somewhere. But I don't know. I don't want to say lonely because God was there, but I was very much isolated growing up. Not like with my family, just like with my anxiety and stuff. So I've really struggled to have real life friends, and when I have real life friends, they don't last very long. So God has always been that stability for me, and I've always felt more resolved when I could share that time with God, and I would understand, like, despite it all, exactly where I need to be. And there's like a really nice comfort that comes after that of I'm exactly where I need to be despite everything going on around me. And what I really thought about, like when I was at my sickest, of when that kind of is like I'm exactly where I need to be, even everything going on. I knew I could go through it. It made me feel a lot more confident, and because I'm a very fearful person, and so. But I'll remember that it's like I'm exactly where I need to be despite it all. It is just very inspiring when that's on my heart. Hey there, legend. Yeah, I mean, that was the point, and that shows that Jesus lived for a long period of time after. It was the spirit that killed him. I'm just saying the puncture wounds on the shawl. I'm personally agnostic atheist, meaning I don't believe in any religions, God, because I have not seen proof or heard really good arguments for God or God of the other religions, but I love asking questions. Well, thank you for asking, and that's okay, Cheese. I don't care what you believe in around here, as long as it's not harmful to others. I welcome all. I mean, you know that already, Cheese, but just for anyone new, like I'll talk a lot about Christianity, but that's just because that's who I am. But I think we're all on our own spiritual journey, so I can't judge people for where they are on theirs. I don't know, but even if I say something, I just hope it clicks with you, Cheese. You're always welcome to ask me questions. I don't know, maybe you can also ask Stone. Like, Stone, I know, is very that... He was that minded, too. I'm sorry, Stone, I'm throwing you under. If you want to throw it in the Faith channel, because you always send me stuff, but, Cheese, if you want to take a look. Controversial comment. Doodles, what you doing? How you doing? Life treating you well? It's going pretty good. It's been a good start of the year. I've been getting a lot of stuff done. Of course, I get to doodle. It's been good. I don't know. I do really just like working. So I don't like these trees though. Are we liking these trees? I was trying to get like the underbrush, but I think that's too tan of a color. But I'm not trying to go directly off of the picture, but I think that kind of messed me up. Like, I need to go lighter, but I don't. Should I cheat? I'm gonna cheat real quick, guys, because I can't get that color. That's a blue? What are my eyes doing? Is it just because of my screen? I'm like seeing it as a different color? Maybe. I did cheat, by the way. One cheat. I'm allowed one cheat, okay? That's the new rule here. One cheat so I can get these colors in here. Get some snow back in here. Doing the ideas of trees, we're not painting trees because it would take forever. Okay. Let's do. I don't know if you hear me trying to move in my chair. My goodness. Guys, my back, my chair in the past was so bad, but now I can like sit however in this new chair and it's so nice. Two cheats. I want that color. Of course that'd be a green. What was I thinking? I was going like orange. What? Okay. Oh, can you answer the day of worship question? Sorry. I completely forgot because I was yapping. I just realized I missed 80% of the stream scrolling on reels. Oh, it's okay, X and Mega X, dude. But yeah, the day of rest. So, God made light on the first day. Water, earth, throughout the 6 days. He worked on those days. It says in Genesis, I can't remember the verse, but it specifically stated, then he on the 7th day, he rested. Our weeks there is more to it, but I'm just explaining it. But because of that, within our weeks of being 7 days, we work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I know it's been different in the past of different cultures and stuff, but I know in the US it's like we dedicate Sundays as our day of rest. But that's because if we're made in God's image, then if he needs rest on the 7th day, then so do we. We cannot excel over God. And because he worked and then rested, so do we. We don't rest to work. We don't rest 6 days to work 1 day. Wait, sorry, I'm reading a comment. I've always tried to get atheists and religious standpoints just because I know some people aren't religious and some are. Religion usually gives someone joy in the world and hope and a good view. Absolutely. Like, I really wanted my space to be open to dialogue because, again, like, I don't know everything. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. I'm going to share, like, what I know. But, I don't know, I always hope. I have spaces in my server, too, of, like, a faith channel where we can talk about these things. Putting me on the spot, I'll just tell you what I think on top of my head. But, I don't know, like, I don't like sitting here and being like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, let's figure it out together. Or if you think you know the answer, let's share why we think we know. But we're not going to sit here and try and change everyone's opinion because no one's going to like that being done to them or to themselves. So we're not going to do that to other people. You can ask questions, but we're going to be respectful. I think it's not that hard. So, we also worship him on that day. Whenever day you set aside for it is an overly symbolistic way we want to hang out with Dad. That's very true. Like, we are forced to work, and again, this is like to a Christian perspective. We are working in a worldly setting for 1 out of 6 days of the week. On the day of rest, we want to be with other Christians because being with God is a way to recharge. It's a way to be with other Christians. It's a way to remind us that we are not alone. It is finding a church, like a good home church, can be hard. I know churches have hurted a lot of people. So of wanting to avoid churches or feeling like you don't need one is a valid feeling to have. But I do always want to encourage people to go and find a good home church that they feel safe in. Because finding a good home church that you feel like you can go and ask questions and be included can be so helpful for you. Oh, thank you to whoever subscribed. I heard the notification, but it's not popping up. It'll pop up on my stream. Legend27, join the club. Thank you. Are you gonna stream on Twitch? Not really, just because of their revenue, and a lot of my people who I want my demographic to be don't use Twitch. I think Twitch has become kind of more of a closed source. Like, if you're on Twitch, you're just on Twitch. I don't think people who... I don't know, maybe it's just because that's me, but I don't feel like people who actively want to watch people, like, discover new people are going to be on Twitch. Like, you kind of go on Twitch because you already know someone. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just kind of... Twitch sucks. Try Kitch. You Twitch. You were just streaming on Twitch, Kiwi. Also, welcome back, Kiwi. The Quakers believe that we are all family, brothers, sisters in Christ, so it has a double effect on getting together with a family, blood or not. Absolutely. Twitch is the hardest platform to grow on, which is why I'm on here. Subscription. Thank you, cheese. I need to set up my stuff to multi-stream and to kick. It really is the best way to grow, is to network. Absolutely. If you're gonna do more profile pictures on Insta, I'm thinking about in February. I have other obligations I have in real life, so I can't really give a confirmed answer on that, because I have to finish those other obligations first before I do free stuff. Again, even though I really do love doing the profile pictures. It's one of my favorite engagement things. I love knowing people. It makes, like, the comments become so funny. I love when people start doing, like, silly bits and stuff. So it's not gone forever. I will do it again, I promise. It's just not in the immediate future. Let's go, maybe. Whoa, there's a chance. I will say, if you comment on the first post, you're going to most likely get selected, just because I will constantly go back to the first post I make, even after I press, like, I'll submit new ones, is because I'm trying to get everyone from the first one. And so people who do like day 3 of asking, day 4 of asking, I will notice when you're being more consistent on commenting. But if you commented on the first one, I've seen like on day 7 you're still commenting, you're going to get it no matter what. Like, I'm gonna make sure like someone like that gets it, just for being so supportive and engaging in my content. That's what I've done in the past. I try to hold that same expectation, just to show like my appreciation. If I could do free art without ever growing tired, I would. Unfortunately, that's not life. So, day 1 of listening to me at. Oh, Lemon John joined the chat. Joined the club, sorry. Thank you. Guys, also like the stream. If you liked me talking about Norwood and my faith, thank you. Even just pressing like the share button and press copy link. Don't even have to share, just press it, you know. It helps me a lot. As I'm trying to grow on here just a little bit. Like, I would deeply appreciate it. Don't have to, but I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if you would press a like. I love Trump impersonations. I think they're so funny. They're my favorite. Ooh, we can cheat YouTube. Yeah. Any chance I can, I'll cheat YouTube, period. The Big Bang Theory was created by a Catholic monk. It kind of sucks as it fits a religious and secular ideal. Stone, God always was, is, and ever will be. Before he created the universe, he still was there. God is eternal. I agree on that. Like, I really hate the idea that nothing plus nothing made something. I think, again, when we talk about like what was before the start of the universe, it's just something we're going to have to accept that it's not on our mortal plane of understanding because of how God created us. Our brains don't have those answers for a reason. I think it can either be like because God, say like blasphemously, God doesn't exist. Would we then still be able to find the answers? I think our world has been made too precise. One, for us to exist. One, for us to have this conversation today. For a bird to fly outside the window and find a french fry crumb to survive on for another few days. Like, I think our world has been made too precise, too accurately, by nothing to have made it. So something had to have made it. And what is that something? Because, say like we try to make a cake. We want to put some egg in there, we want to put some flour in there, some water. We have to know the measurements. Nothing can't make something. So I just always kind of hate that idea. Which isn't, like, you can think otherwise, but that's just like, I can never wrap my brain otherwise around it. Even though for some reason that tends to be a very popular thought. But I think it kind of contradicts itself inherently. What we are to drawing on a paper, we are to God. There is no way we can understand him due to him being on a plane of existence that is impossible for us to comprehend. Absolutely. I agree with that one. You gotta understand that if something was made, then there was a beginning, and if something has a beginning, then there is a creator. The house doesn't fall into place. It has people building it from plans designed from an intellectual mind. Yeah, like, I was talking about that today. Like, if we were, say, again, there is no God. Nothing created something. Then we should be able to do that today. Take the most greatest minds in the world, greater scientists, highest genius minds, come together and make something from nothing. Make a bug, make a speck of lint. Let them try and make it with what we know about God not existing. I would love to see that happen, because I think the entire contradiction is that it can't happen. There's nothing in this world that can push it, because to me, that alone can justify a God's existence. But wouldn't that also mean nothing made God? No. God is God. I understand, Cheese, how that is. That can seem as an outsider a contradiction, but I promise you it's not. Like what Tropical Lightning said, God wasn't created because he's eternal. If God isn't eternal, then the entire book of the Bible is a contradiction, because it says, I think, eternal like 17 times within the Old Testament. If God isn't eternal, then all of our faith is false. And that also will disgrace all the other religions that also exist on earth. I do think some stuff can go off of the Old Testament. I do think that only the Old Testament and New Testament come from God. Okay, 4 hours of sleep till I'm actually asleep now. So Doodles, I got a question about our religion. There's millions of planets. Do you think maybe there was life before us, or that maybe we got really lucky down to chemistry to where life started? I think we got very lucky because we were made in the image of God. I have seen stuff where it's hypothesized of aliens existing, but again, depending on which direction in the solar system we're looking at, they're going to be in a different stage of development than us, because we're talking about light years of sorry, but what's the word? Light years of... my brain says development, but that's not the right word. The word's slipping my brain because I've been yapping for 2 hours. But anyway, if we go closer to the universe, like where the universe was created, maybe. But from what I've seen and that we've discovered of alien life is bacteria cells. Somehow they're out there. Do I think that in some forms there can be life because of bacteria? I don't know. But I think on a intellectual level, as we are, no, I don't think there's anything else in the universe like us. I'd be really hard pressed to find a species that's more intelligent than us, especially when we look on Earth. We're the only type of species that do storytelling. We're the only type of species that question a greater power. No other species on Earth ever questions a god. I think that itself can also prove God's existence, because by creation, we are the ones who ate the apple. We're the ones who denied God. No other animal on Earth was made in God's image. And same as angels, they all know God's existence, but they weren't made in his image. I kind of think that way with animals, how God will look after all animals even when we don't know. They're all looked after. So it kind of makes me question, like, are they like in some type of way, do they acknowledge a God? Is that something that they don't have to worry about because it's not something to be questioned compared to us when we ate the apple? We discovered what free will was. Not even what free will was, but like we had free will before, but we got the consequences of free will. Other animals don't have that. None other animal has really the existence of free will. They have instinct. We can train things, we can domesticate things, but they don't have a free will like we do. So when I really think about that too, when I talk about like those things, it only affirms my belief in God more, because it's like, then it can be one or the other. It can't be both at the same time. And I think the other one falls on itself, because then, say they could, then they would be developing. We would see better development in them. They would be their own species. We would probably be fighting with them like the Avatar, you know, but they don't. We're made in God's image, and if we meet something that isn't Warhammer 4K, music begins. Real. I didn't get to finish this, but we're gonna go a little bit further because I did start late today. I do need to lock in. As much as I like talking about God. I need to lock in. Let's see, get like these trees in. Make my brush. Look at the trunks in. Smaller. It might be blasphemous, but I could see God doing a little experimenting before or after us. I don't think so, because before you even were born, he knew you. It wouldn't be after us that he would experiment with things. He would know who we were, who I was, thousands of years ago. He knows what I'm doing tomorrow before I even know what breath I'm taking. Like, so to say, oh, he's gonna experiment on me tomorrow, I don't think so. I think he knows, a number I can't even pronounce of outcomes that I could choose from. But everything has already been decided, and I know at the end my heart goes for him. So whatever it is, I will be doing his will. The best that I can. I falter a lot. So. Explanatory life would not necessarily contradict Christian belief. Interesting. Straight theology stream when I know every single time we talk on here it ends with me talking about God and like answering questions, which I don't mind. That's exactly why I like, because at first I had my character and I drew the cross on that second, but like when I was trying this one, it's like I really want to empathize, like I'm a Christian streamer and like I want to have these conversations where like we can talk about these really deep theology like questions, but like it be a discussion. I don't want it to be like an arguing of like, you're wrong. I can disagree. That's okay. You're in your own journey. I'm fully supportive of that. Just as I'm with mine. I want us to talk about it. I want us to like come and answer, because again, like I've shown on here, I don't know. Some things I just don't know. I'm okay with that. That's where my faith comes in. If that's not enough for you, that's okay. That's totally okay. Always thought it was both. Have heard it takes so and many light years to reach something. Probably I thought it was a measure of time too. I think it also depends on the universe, or infinite or finite. I think something being finite kind of contradicts itself though too. But that's just me. I'm not too sure. If the universe is truly infinite and aliens exist 1,000 exists, that's where I was thinking. I was like, because when we talked about what is alien life forms, it tends to be like bacteria cells, like very small, very minuscule life forms coming from like on meteorites and stuff, because they have water on them. They have the basis of what life is, but I don't think. Because then we're going off of what evolution tries to say, and it isn't a science, it's a theory. That these bacteria cells can someday become a monkey, and then that can become a human. I disagree with that entirely. I think that's a satanic point of view, in my opinion, but that's very like a niche opinion for me that I know that can be very controversial for some people, so that's okay. But I don't think it'll be, like, if there's alien life, it's gonna be anything better than us. That's also because we're made in God's image. We're gonna show them why we're the son of God. Sons and daughters of God. Blah, blah, blah. Nah, y'all are all wrong. The true God is a flying spaghetti monster, and the universe is just a large plate of spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah. Uh-oh, we're not a titty. Pick a cube of space the size of the solar system. Every possible arrangement of atoms and all elements will be possible after infinite distances. Interesting. That is a very interesting. It reminds me of like putting, it's like one of these series I saw once where it's like, put a monkey in front of a piano, have it just play for eternity. Somehow it will play the whole Moonlight Sonata. like, can it theoretically play Moonlight Sonata if you put a monkey down and it randomly plays keys Sure. But what is that possibility? I kind of think of that same thing on our existence. If God doesn't exist, what is our existence today if God doesn't exist? What is that probability? Again, I also do think it's like nothing and nothing. Evolution is 100% proved real because we have witnessed it in real time with new species evolving, new adaptations, entire new species forming, and rapid evolution. But it's like trying to say that as humans we came from, like, backtracking was like, oh, from fish down to, down from humans to monkeys to whatever. Like, you've seen the whole picture. I know you've seen it where it's like, fish come on land and like we start walking and then monkeys, furs, whatever. I disagree with that. It was recently like also another theory back in the mid-19th century. I will always believe like humanity came from Adam. I don't believe humanity came from a fish. I'll have to find that tropical lightning because my pastor did a sermon about dinosaurs being in the Bible and it was really cool. I'll have to find it. And like I can believe in dinosaurs, but I don't believe in like the timeline, if that makes sense, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff. This is like so conspiracy theory, and I can't say if I'm like a die-hard believer in this. I'm just kind of like whatever. But they're saying like carbon dating isn't as accurate as they try and make us seem because of what the Bible timeline is. And like there's like the 6,000 year theory of the earth. I'm just saying they're interesting theories, but I don't know. I'm just going with what the Bible says. I just want to go off of that. I really don't care what else. I'll be honest. So Doodles, I'm pretty sure, is if you have infinite monkeys typing infinity, they would be able to type out some book. Don't remember which. Yeah, there's like another one. There was this other one I saw where this computer generator had like so many pixels on a screen, and like it would do like random colors, values, and stuff. And they said like, oh, if you click this button enough times, it will make like The Starry Night by Van Gogh. At what % is that possible? Like, that it will make one, even if it makes one comprehensive image that we can make out. I thought that was a really cool, like, another like infinite but impossible, because again we're putting this like really small number on that's where we're at. We're this really small percentage, even though there's no God. I can't, like, I don't know. If you can believe that, that's fine. That's great. I personally can't. Because I would go insane. And that's what we actually live in. It's like this really small 0.00000% is what we live on. It just doesn't seem factual when I think there's better numbers with the Bible being right in front of us telling where we came from. That is 100%. Instead of this 0.00001 number, you know? But it's all good theories. I'm not discrediting anything. I think it's all good theories. It's fun to talk about. It's really like, oh, like that would be interesting, you know? I'm not trying to discredit anyone here. I'm gonna dip again. I will continue to lurk. Thank you, Kiwi. I'm glad that you're back. Have fun lurking. I was supposed to be done like 10 minutes ago, but I was yapping a lot. But that's good. That's good. It's always a good day to talk about God, you know? I'm thankful that I can, because there are many people in this world who can't. Every day, they get punished and killed for it, while I get to sit in my room and doodle and talk about God. that's a blessing. Someday, other people can too, hopefully. We don't have any more religious persecution. I should low-key sleep. I wake up at 5:30. I won't try and be any loud if you want to fall asleep to this. Feels, are you gonna post this on Insta? Maybe. I've been collecting some of them. I'm pretty sure everyone I've been borrowing their pictures for will give me credit. I just have to like double check who. I think I know in mine like the majority. I mean, they'll tell me if I like messed up or forgot them. So, but I just have to make sure I give like proper credit to who I took the pictures from. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. I mean, I thought about posting like the YouTube like clips to see if people would like, have like anything to say about what I say on here, but I don't know if like that'd be really good content to post just because like kind of the layout of my stream, like the chat's on the other side, pictures in the middle, I'm over here. I don't know if that would crop good. I mean, if there's any clips you guys like, or that were profound, like you guys can share them, but I don't know. Profound as if like I have anything to say. I just don't think my conversations are that interesting to post on Instagram as something else. Like maybe we can, I don't know. I'll think about it. Because I did really like the whole conversation about Christ and promote it more like, hey, join my stream so we can talk about it if you have any questions. Like, yeah. But then, like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I want an audience like that. I want to surround myself by more Christly people. Because I've been having so many friends. Like, not to dog on my friends, because I love them. I love all of them. But, like, I don't have many Christians friends in my life. And so I've just been trying to grow more and meet more people who are artists and also Christians. So maybe put it out there. Like, hey, like, I'm Christian. Want to talk about it? No. Oh, okay. That's how conversations in my brain goes. My God, where are you guys? Mega, it's 4:14 in the morning for me right now, and I need to wake up at 8. Dude, Lemon, go to bed. I told you 3 hours ago. Strangely, I run better with 4 to 5 hours of sleep than 7 to 9. Oh my gosh. Try joining a Bible study. That's what I did to find more Christian friends. I've been trying. It's just my own time management. It's kind of hard. Oh, can I demute the picture I made? I'm not a big drawer, but I appreciate art. Care to see? Absolutely. Yeah. Just remind me it's you from here, but I'll probably remember. Also completely unrelated, but I found the most cursed socks ever. Post them in the media. Let's see. If they're age appropriate. If they're not, take it to 18 plus. Was it 3 hours ago? It's distracting. Yeah. 2 hours ago, really. 2 hours. Not 3, but like, you know. Because everyone at the climbing gym is Christian, so half the time it's ended up being a Bible study and workout. Is it really? Okay, that might actually push me more to like make time to go. That's actually really fun. I thought about doing it in my own server. It's just, again, like, finding the time to sit down and do it. But I don't know. I'm in some, like, girl-only just Christian servers on Discord, which is, like, they're pretty fun. I do really like them. I really love them, actually. They're really cool. I lurk a lot, though. Doodles, am I your friend? Yes, you are, Cheese. Like, yeah. How long have I known you? I take a Bible study with Doodles. Yeah, dude, me and a couple of workers got down with it, bro. I ain't busy. Ooh. That does sound really fun. We'll see, we'll see. And you know what? If I'm going for Bible talk, I'll probably be more open-minded, not open-minded, but like prepare, like to meet people. It's like I'll just kind of be like, I'm actually really stupid, guys. Don't ask me anything. Like I just want to listen or talk about it. I don't want it to be like someone just telling me things. I don't like this brush. What is going on here? Let's see. I'm just trying to add some final. I'm not too pleased with this, but I was talking a lot, and I apparently can't talk about deep things as I am drawing. I'll get better. I have to be better at it. Ideas of trees. It's just the ideas of trees. Why am I being hard on myself? We're just thinking about it. And then, I almost forgot like this fun part here. Wait. Let me get this color in here. There's like a bunch of leaves and grass. I'm like working in the middle part now. I know, kind of like it can be hard to see. I don't want to zoom in. It's not even like wanting to pick up. I'm pressing down, so I guess I have to. What? What is going on with this brush? Particular about it. I'm gonna come back into the snow. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up because I was focusing. Thank you, Unknown Shooter. Brings a smile to my face every time I see your work. That's so sweet. Thank you. I'm glad I can be a positive influence to people. I'm gonna cheat again because I want this color. Oh, look at those grays. Ain't that pretty? Let's bring that in. I'm gonna cheat again because I like the color. And because I'm short on time. Bring this in here. I really love this color I put in. This isn't in this picture, but that's okay. More. Make it bigger. Just kind of splotch it in there. I think when I started trying to learn landscapes, I did a bunch of like snowy landscapes just because I felt like the snow hit a lot of the grass, so I only got to focus on the blades. I didn't have to focus on the ground because grounds can be really difficult, and I got to like play a lot with like values, and that I didn't have to focus on a lot of colors because of the snow being white, and skies tend to be covered in clouds, but oh, there we go. I think that's a pretty good hour sketch if I was only drawing for like half of that. Let me add my watermark. We go to digital. Always add your watermark to stuff you make, even if you feel like it's not worth it. People will always steal because people are mean. and he just wanted to be first because there's no other like it. That's horrible tea. Doodles. I'm gonna be real, sometimes when I'm signing stuff, I have to keep myself from doing my watermark. But here we go. This is... Oh, I still have the thing on. Oh, that's kind of smart. I should just always done it. But anyway, this is what tonight's stream ended with. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me catch on to some of the chat. That and lots of stepping down. Oh, I can't get into that right now. The way I view the different Bibles and all different books is that everything you need for salvation is in the Protestant Testament. Everything else is just the deep lore. I think follow Jesus as a new, like following Jesus is the best way as a new Christian, even if you're unsure about like you want to believe in God, because of like if you want to believe you're more scientific, needing evidence and stuff. But I think following Jesus, look at how Jesus was. Don't look at like if you need to believe it or not. You can believe that Jesus was a real person that existed. He's factually been confirmed to be a real person who lived. So go off of what the New Testament talks about him and try and live your life the way he was to be a better person. I think it helps a lot of people who struggle with wanting to accept like God or not, but as long as they can start learning who Jesus was as a person, I find that really does start to awaken people in understanding who God really is compared to what society in human error has made us believe who God is. Oh, well that's okay, Unknown. You can have your opinion about people. I mean, I feel vice versa about certain people, but again, I believe it should be how we base our characters off of. But I mean, at the end of the day, we should work to live our lives as Jesus would. Whether that is giving to people who are less fortunate, whether it is praying for patience and trying to give grace to other people, whether it is doing stuff for the weak and the poor. I think we all have different callings, so that would be my biggest takeaway. Is just try and live as Christly as you can. Even if you struggle, just try and be a better person. Even if it's hard, even though you have your own internal struggles, knowing that there is a chance that you can be better, you should strive for that. Try and like be the best person that you can, because someone is always watching. Whether it is God or not, but someone is going to look at you and be like, trying to know your character. And I think that's really important, and that's kind of holding my own integrity. But anyway, that's enough yapping tonight. I'll try and be back on Thursday. We can reopen conversations that I probably didn't get to. If you have more questions, think of more questions. If we talk about it in the server, you want to address it here, I would love to talk about it. But anyway, please remember to subscribe and like the stream. Thank you so much for staying here with me. It means so much to me to talk about my faith and also draw at the same time, and it just be engaging and so fun for me. Very long outro, but good night. Have a wonderful Monday. I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to the new year, and God bless.